And welcome into the Rowdy Studios, Buzz Cutler and Bassmasters with breaking news.
Special guest star.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has re-signed with Hensrick Motorsports, and look, we all knew this was going to happen.
Didn't see that one coming.
We knew it was going to happen. It has happened. What is your opinion, Buzz Cutler? Should this have been such a foregone conclusion? We all know Junior's happy at Hendrick. You certainly can't blame him for wanting to stay at what I think is probably still the best team in the garage until someone else wins the championship. And yet, it's elusive. Good performance for Junior has been elusive over there.
You know that old saying.
I know all the old sayings.
If Junior ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. This is a guy who seems to wear his emotions on his sleeve.
He does wear
almost more than any other driver in the garage. And you can see a direct correlation between his mood and his performance. If Junior is happy at Hensrick Motorsports, and if Junior continues to bring money into Hensrick Motorsports, who am I to say those two should break up?
At the end of the day, don't we want to see performance out of this guy?
Yes,
If it were
do.
anybody but Rick Hendrick and Dale Jr., and you take a driver and you put him on a team like that, and he doesn't perform up to snuff.
But it's not anybody but Rick Hendrick
Okay,
and Dale
but
Jr.
don't you have to and look, if I'm Dale Jr., I'm re-signing with Rick Hendrick. I do not think it was a bad decision. I'm just, from a fan's perspective, asking this question. Would you, as a Junior fan, would you have been excited and thought, well, gee, maybe if he goes to Gibbs, or maybe if he were to go to Childress, although right now that would be a big question mark as far as performance goes, maybe still there's a question mark about the fit, Dale Jr. at Hendrick, from a performance standpoint, not from a happiness standpoint, not from a budget standpoint, from a performance standpoint. Is there not still a question about whether this is a good fit for Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
Because it's Dale
as I
Jr.
say, I would have re-signed if I'd have been Junior, so I'm not criticizing him.
Because it's Dale Jr., we all want him to succeed. We all want him to perform. We all want him to win races and vie for championships. So, yes, you want to say, well, if it's not quite working at Hendrick, maybe it'll work someplace else. But come on, let's be honest. If it's not working at Hendrick, what are the chances that it's going to be significantly different at another race team?
Well, Kyle Busch maybe wasn't a good fit for Hendrick.
But he was winning races at Hendrick.
He was doing pretty well. But now he goes to Gibbs and he really takes off. So maybe that's a better fit for Kyle Busch.
Maybe, but you can also say, well, Kyle Busch is a lot more experienced. He's grown. He's learned. He's had more seat time. You can't necessarily make the correlation, make the jump that, well, because he switched teams, he took off in a way he wouldn't have at Hendrick. You can't say that.
I agree, but all I am saying is I think Junior did better when he was with DEI. To me, he still hasn't reached the same level that he was at when he was at DEI, and that's why I asked the question. Again, I repeat, if I had been Dale Jr., if I were Dale Earnhardt Jr., I would have done exactly the same thing he did.
What are the differences between DEI, Junior at DEI, and Junior at Hendrick? There are two primary differences.
He doesn't win as much.
Pops and pre-caught. And
the team.
And the days that DEI, when Junior was there, were when they were plate track dominant.
Yeah, but Junior could win at Richmond. Junior could win at Bristol. Junior won at Atlanta. I mean, Junior...
Is it possible? Is it possible we have seen the best he has to offer?
It is
his
possible.
Greatest days are behind him.
It's possible. But if you're a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan, you're saying to yourself that he should be coming. This should be his prime. This should be his prime. He's at the best race team in the world. This should be his prime. So that's why I think there are still question marks, even though this season has gone better. I think he's a much better fit with Steve Letarte. I think he's benefited for being in that garage, and I think things are trending in the right direction. But has he looked like a guy who's going to run up front with his teammates and win races again? I think there are still question marks, and that's the only thing I want to say.
I think there are still question marks, too, but you said it yourself. He's with the best team in NASCAR.
Can't blame him for re-signing over there.
So who's to say that things would be better at the second best team in NASCAR?
Food for thought. That's all it is. Food for thought. Rowdy is just one giant thought experiment about racing.
That's your new saying, isn't it?
I like that saying a lot.
That should be our new slogan.
One giant racing thought experiment. I'm Bassmasters. He's Buzz Cutler, and we will see you next time.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.